Hello, so we are welcome to this tutorials. So today we are going to look at some worked examples as a follow-up to what we did in our previous lecture. So if you've not had the opportunity to watch our previous lecture, you can do so and try and understand what you are coming to do at this or in this tutorial. So in our previous lecture we tried to understand some linear circuits, and we said linear circuits are basically what interpretable, and they are what they are ideal for the analysis as far as what the basic electric circuit review is concerned. And we try to what see the value that we get after a steadily flow of voltage across a linear resistor with what with resistance, inductance, and capacitance. And we knew that the voltage that we get, or the resultant voltage as a result of the Kirchhoff's voltage law, the value can't be solved. So you have to apply the phasor side. That's by changing all the resisting passive components into what? Into SC, into AC, SL, and what? R. Then using impedance to analyze what is happening. So with impedance you get what? R squared plus SC minus SL all squared. So that's all what we did. Then we try to understand also the phasor side, and we gave this formula SC minus SL all over R. So that's all what we did. So if you've not had the opportunity to watch, you can refer and try and understand what you did. So today we are coming to use this idea or this ideology to try and understand certain things with questions. So in our first question we have what it says: you should calculate the impedance seen. So impedance seen. It says we should calculate the impedance seen from the terminals of a circuit. So the circuit is given below in this figure under a sinusoidal steady state at a frequency of 60 Hz. So we have been given what frequency, and in this circuit there is a parallel circuit. We have a parallel connection. So in our previous slide I said if they give you the problem and the circuit is something like this, try to resolve it in a more linear way by changing it into all the components into a series form. So we can see that in this circuit, this side, this arm, and this arm, they are in parallel. So we try to resolve them so that we get what? We get one equivalent circuit for all of them, so that our circuit becomes linear for easy analysis. So in this circuit you can see already the values have been changed into what? Into impedance, into reactances. So our values are changed into HC, SL, and R already, or SR already. So there's no need to do those things. So if you've been given a question and let's say over here they didn't give us in terms of the impedance, then we have to what? Change it into the impedance by using the formula that we quoted in our previous slide. That's in the form of SC is equal to 1 over 2 pi FC. Then SL is equal to what? 2 pi FL. Then SR remains R. Basically, these are the three equations that you need to convert. If you are not given the problem in a what? In a, how do you call it? A reactance form. So let's come to this problem. So this arm and this arm, you can see that this arm and this arm, they are in parallel. So for parallel connection, as far as reactance is like resistance. So for parallel connection for resistance, it becomes what? J5, negative J5 times what? 2 all over what? Negative J5 plus 2, which gives us, which if we resolve we get what? Negative 10J all over 2 minus 5J. So this is what we get when we resolve it. But we can then simplify this using our set. So this becomes 2 plus 5J and 2 plus 5J. Then by simplifying you get negative 10J multiplying 2 becomes negative 20J. Then negative 10J multiplying 5J becomes what? JJ becomes negative 1. So it nullifies the negative here. Then you get what? Plus 50 all over 2. This is the difference of 2 squared. So you get 4 plus this squared is negative 1. So 5, so that's 25. Then you get negative 20 plus 50 all over what? 29. That's 4 plus this. Okay, so now we had what? We had the parallel connection. When we resolve, we had it to be, let me change it into a bright color so that you can see it very well. So we had it to be this value. That's what? 20J, sorry, let me check. 20, negative 20, negative 50 minus 20J. So 50 sorry. So 50 minus plus 20j all over what? 29. That's our parallel connection. So we get 50 over 29 plus 20j over what? 29. This gives us a variable, or it gives us decimals. Okay. Now let's come to the question. So now we've resolved our parallel side. Then we can now apply our Kirchhoff's voltage law by adding what this reactance to the reactance we already have, so that we can get our total impedance. So in that instance, our total impedance becomes the value we have there already. That's this one. So we have this value there. That's 0.1j. So it's going to be 0.1j plus this, because we've resolved the parallel connection and we have this value. So 20j all over 29. Hey, sorry. What is this? All over 29. Then by simplifying this, we can get, let me punch it into the calculator then. So the 7 ohms, the 7 plus the 0.2j, which we simplify and we get this, is in what? Parallel with, from the diagram, it's in parallel with what? So this equivalent is in parallel with except, which when we did, we had this expression, and in this expression, when you simplify, you get, so in this, when you compute, let me compute it in my calculator. I get 7.02, 7 plus 0.2j all times or 15j, which gives us 7, which all over our 7, the same expression, 7 plus 0.2j plus 15j. Yeah, so this you get let me write it here, it's quite long. So 5.624 plus 2.78 what? 7j. So this the expression as a result of what? As a result of this circuit, all these circuits is now series with the equivalent circuit as in what? SEQ, as we've calculated over here. Now this circuit is now in series with this and this, so now I can add this, the 0.3 plus the 0.5j plus the SEQ value. So let's do that. So in doing that, we get what? So now we get, so our total, this one is what? The value we had here, 5.624 plus 2.787j. Yeah, so 2 plus 2.787j. Then we add our what? Our 3 ohms resistor. So plus 3 plus what? Plus 3 plus 0.5j. That's it for the inductor. So plus 0.5j. So if you add this, you get 5.624 plus 2.787. Sorry, this side is 0.3. This side is 0.3. So we get plus 0.3. So if you do it correctly, you get a final answer of 5.92. So 5.92 plus what? Plus 3.29j. 3.29j. Yeah. So that's that. Then you find, now this is your total what? Impedance. So the total impedance, it's not SEQ again, it's what? Impedance. So total impedance is 5.92 plus 3.29j. And in finding your what? Your Z phasor, the phasor that you get. So Z bar becomes what? The square of this plus the square of this. So 3.29 square plus 5.92 all square, all in your square root. This gives you 6.75. Yeah, this gives 6.75. Then now having find your magnitude, you can now find your angle, which is tan inverse of the imaginary side, which is what, 3.29 to 3.29 all over 5.92, which gives you an angle of 29 degrees. So 29 degrees. Okay, so now you found your z bar and your what, z. Okay, so now we have done what is required for us basic in a basic phasor relation, but then we were given what the voltage, the vrms, to be 120, and also the frequency to be 60 hertz. So the vrms, we know that vrms is equal to what, vm over what, root 2. So we can find our what, so let me come here, right, so that we understand. So we know that vrms is equal to what, the v peak over root 2, right? In this case, we're giving the vrms, so we have to find the vm. So our vm becomes what, vrms times root 2, where the vrms is 120 root 2. So this is the v peak. Then we, from the equation I quoted over here, I can now say that what, my v, let me create a new slide so that, so now from the equation I said that v of t is equal to vrms, or v peak, sorry, v peak. So the v peak, vm, or the v bar, cos of beauty, and the phasor side it give us what, the v peak and the 0, right? Okay, so now after I did and I had my vm is 120 root 2, so I can say that 120 root 2, so now I have my bar, right? Okay, I also know from Ohm's law that v is equal to ir, but in this case you are considering what, phasor, so phasor side, so v bar is equal to I bar times what, z, because the resistance in phasor becomes impedance, because in the phasor we are considering what, the total what, in opposition to the flow of the current. So z, now I can make my I bar the subject, so my I bar is equal to v bar over z, where v bar is given in the question as what, or v bar, when I had 120 root 2 phasor all over z. Z is given by the magnitude, the one I had here. So I had z bar and this, right? So z bar I had what, I had 6.75, so I had 6.75. Then my angle was what, the angle I had 29 degrees, so 29 degrees. Now from the Ohm's law, so I had what, I bar is equal to v bar over r bar, which, as I said, we are considering the phasor of the circuit, so we consider z, where the v bar is 120 root 2, and this one is 6.75. Then the phasor is 29, so this one, the phasor is 0. So if you are simplifying it correctly, then by using this one, just calculator, if you just punch this expression inside the calculator, so you get 120 root 2 phasor 0, then 6.75 phasor out 29. That gives us what, that gives us 25.1415. So it gives us 25.1415, and the phasor will go negative 29 because it will come up. So then this becomes our what, so from this expression we know that I bar is equal to what, I peak root what, the angle, right, negative angle, so it's taking this form. So then our Im becomes equal to this, so our Im is equal to, or the peak current is 25.1415 ampere. But then we have to find the what, IRMS. Now we know this one, so we just divide 25.1415 by root 2, and we get our IRMS. So answer divided by root 2, we get then you find the modulus, okay, we get 17.7778 ampere. So basically that's all what the question is from us. It wants us to find this, it wants us to find the I peak and the what, IRMS, right? Now before you do that, you have to find the z, side after you've resolved your circuit into this form by using Kirchhoff's voltage law. But in this case, you are considering the phasor side, so you have to include the imaginary part of it. then come and get your z, then use your z to find the magnitude of the z and find the what, the current, the angle associated with the z in this form. Then you know that vrms is as a result of what, the peak voltage over what, root 2, which gives you, when you, if you make vms, you get what, vrms root 2, then the vrms was 120, so you get this expression. Now after this, then you can now say that you compare your equation, then you substitute your vm into this equation, then you get v bar. Now you know from Ohm's law v equals IR, which in phasor time become v bar equals I bar times z, where z is in the form given as this. So you just substitute it inside and simplify and get your answer. That's all. So I think we will end here and meet in our next lecture. Thank you for the attention.